Okay, good morning. So this is predominantly done for Alice because she's in a poorly way with COVID and she's also pregnant, and she's also the daughter of one of my very best friends. So she's like an extended daughter to me. So we're doing it first of all for you, Alice, but I'm just going to explain a little bit because there might be others that can use this video too. So first of all, anybody that has COVID or long COVID, this is one really beneficial thing that you can do to help take away anxiety, but also to help you find breath space. So we're going to go through several breath practices in different little videos rather than pile it on at once. But the first thing I'm doing is I'm sitting down. We often would do this standing up in yoga, but this isn't about yoga today, it's about you. So sitting down, you're going to find yourself much more relaxed to start this. But I have, you'll notice, got my feet on bricks because I'm short-legged, and it means that I can find better posture. So posture is really quite important with COVID, and particularly at any time, but also if you're pregnant, because we tend to stoop forward, most of us, in our daily life, and we really need to open up our front bodies to find space in the front body to breathe into. Okay, so finding that space is by finding your crown and raising up a little bit higher, finding your sit bones and pressing down a little bit gently into them, making sure you're square in your sit bones, so have a little wiggle from side to side, check that you're sitting properly. And then think about your tummy, and maybe a little bit difficult if you're pregnant, but just softly draw your tummy muscles back a little bit so that that curve in your lower back feels a little bit more supported and contained. And then think about your shoulders. We want them dropped away from your ears, so they're less tense that way for a start. But also we want to think about them rolling open and backwards. So on your back, you've got two big plates in your shoulder girdle. I want you to think about moving them gently towards each other to that little spot in the centre, which will be in your spinal column. So just gently draw your shoulder blades together, which you'll find will then open up the front of your collarbones on the front of your body, giving you again more space here. And then just relax slightly across the back, having found that spot. And then we want to think about tucking our chin back and finding a long extended feeling in the back of the neck. Because otherwise we curl forward, we've got less space again to breathe. So we're thinking about drawing the chin back and slightly tipped, just so that you've got a nice long expanse on the back of your neck. So that's posture. Posture is really important for breathing at all times. Okay, so now we're going to think about our breath. So close your eyes and begin to watch your breath. So don't do anything with it. Just notice what your breath is doing. It will be working, whether you notice it or not. It's an automatic response in your daily life, taking you through life. So it's always there. So that's one less worry. You know your breath will always be there. But just watch it now as a witness, with no judgment. Just notice the speed of your breath. Notice the direction and the flow of the breath. So notice as you inhale, without controlling it, where your breath is going to. So if you're pregnant, it will feel a lot higher up than normal. If you've got COVID and respiratory issues, it again will feel that it's not going very far, possibly your natural breath. So hopefully by extending a little bit through your spine, up through your crown again, you find a little bit more space then for it to go downwards and to come out. Exhale is just as important as inhale. So just take a second more just to notice your own breath. So we use this in yoga just to bring us to the practice as well. But with or without yoga, you're doing yoga every day by breathing. Just think that way. And by noticing your breath every now and again, you're stopping, you're slowing down, you're giving yourself a little bit of space. You're not going forward into the future, you're not worrying about the past, you're being present. Just focus on your breath. Start to relax with it, watching it move gently up and down. And then open your eyes. So we're now going to move into a little bit of a breath practice. Very easy one today. We're just going to breathe in and out. No fancy stuff. something you do all the time. But we're going to try and extend and expand the breath a little bit. So what I want first of all is to take your inhale. So control your inhale. Start to breathe in using your control of the breath, not quite so voluntary now. It might help to close your eyes just to focus a little bit more on it. So you're inhaling, and if you can, just inhale through your nostrils. Try not to use your mouth if you can help it. If you're a bit blocked up, you will have to use your mouth, but just inhale gently up through the nostrils. Don't forget to exhale, but don't focus too much on it at the moment. Just starting to lengthen the inhale. So maybe counting to 3 if you can on the next inhale. Nice slow count. And watch what happens with the exhale, it starts to follow. So now count up to 3 in the inhale and let the transition happen smoothly, and then count down to 3 as you exhale, again through your nostrils if you can. Slowing down the breath, slowing down the mind. Feeling connected. See if you can take it up a notch and count to 4 this time as you inhale and exhale. Your speed, but sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's too much for you, just take it to where you feel comfortable. So begin to count in your head with the inhale and exhale, trying to make them both long and slow, smooth, and even length. So if you find one is rushing, slow it down. Keep counting. Keep focusing. Your mind might start to wander. If it does, just bring it back to the breath and to your counting. So now we're going to focus a little bit on the exhale, and we're going to think about using the exhale to soften and relax the body. So on your next inhale, count to 4. And then as you exhale, just slowly let everything sink as the exhale happens. So inhale, you're kind of rising up. Exhale, you're just softening and letting go. Inhale, breathe in, count to 4 if you can, lifting up a little bit through the sit bones and the crown again. Exhale, the shoulders are slowly separating from your ears, sliding down your back, and you're heavier in the bottom half. 2 more breaths like that, thinking of lifting and softening. And then let go of the breath, let go of any control. Keep your eyes closed just for a second. And notice your breath again. Your natural breath, your automotive breath. Notice if it's the same speed as it was before when you witnessed it. Maybe it's a bit slower now. Maybe it's a little bit smoother. Notice your shoulders. Notice if the tension has gone a little bit from them. And then open your eyes. Okay, so that's our first breath practice. Very, very simple one, very easy one. But it's all about getting used to controlling the breath and being with the breath and not having all the other things rushing into your head, and just finding that place of calmness and centeredness and awareness of self. So then we'll move on to finding a bit more space for the breath. Try that one a few times before you move on to the next one. Namaste.